Chosen one, pause for a moment and breathe. What you are about to receive is not an ordinary message, and you did not arrive here by accident. This word has been pulling on your spirit long before your eyes ever reached this page. If your heart feels a stirring, a quiet warmth, or a sense of recognition you can't explain, that is your confirmation. This message is meant for you. Not everyone can understand or receive what is written here. This is not for the ones who live casually, half awake, drifting through life without spiritual awareness. This is for the ones who carry oil, the ones who feel things deeply, the ones who walk with God even when they don't have all the answers, the ones who have been set apart, refined, and spiritually awakened through pain, silence, and divine pruning. This is for you, the chosen. If you have ever wondered why your relationships felt heavier than others, why your love life was attacked more intensely, or why connections that seemed promising suddenly crumbled, it was never because you were unworthy. It was because heaven has always been protective over your destiny. You cannot be connected to just anyone. You cannot bind your heart to someone who is not aligned with your divine calling, and deep down, your spirit has always known that. Everything you have walked through, the heartbreaks, the betrayals, the sudden endings, the seasons of loneliness, they were not punishment. They were positioning. Every time you felt abandoned, God was actually redirecting. Every time you felt delayed, God was preparing. Every moment of isolation was heaven's way of pulling you out of environments that were too small for your anointing. And now, something in the unseen is shifting. Your spirit can feel it, even if your mind cannot explain it. You are stepping into a season where God is aligning what your heart has prayed for with what heaven has prepared for you. Your next relationship is not just a chapter, it is a divine assignment, a union written, ordained, and sealed long before your birth. Before we go deeper, comment 777 if your spirit bears witness. That number is the symbol of divine completion, alignment, and spiritual confirmation. Chosen one, open your heart. Heaven is about to reveal what your next season of love truly holds. Chosen one, you are stepping into a season that has been written over your life long before you entered this world, a season called divine alignment. This is not a season you stumbled into. This is a season heaven orchestrated, timed, and protected with precision. And whether you realize it or not, everything you have walked through up to this moment was preparing you for what God is about to release. For a long time, your journey hasn't made sense to the people around you. They saw the surface, the heartbreaks, the isolation, the sudden endings, the setbacks, the painful goodbyes, but they never saw the spiritual blueprint underneath the chaos. They didn't understand that your life was being rearranged, not ruined. They didn't see God removing what wasn't aligned so he could make space for what was divinely designed. You felt rejection, but heaven called it protection. You felt abandonment, but God called it alignment. You felt delays, but the Spirit called it preparation. Nothing was wasted. Not the nights you cried silently, not the moments you questioned your worth, not the seasons where you prayed for answers and only heard silence. All of it was necessary to align your spirit, reorder your path, and prepare your heart for the blessing heaven was shaping behind the scenes. For years, you have been walking through storms that felt unfair, unpredictable, and unexplainable. But the truth is this: God was not punishing you, he was positioning you. The storms didn't come to destroy you. They came to strip away everything that was connected to the wrong people, the wrong environments, and the wrong energies. Because where God is taking you, not everyone can follow. You are called, you are chosen, you are spiritually marked. And because of that, your relationships cannot be ordinary. Your connections cannot be shallow. Your partnerships cannot be worldly. When a chosen one carries divine assignment, their love life becomes a battlefield, not because they are weak, but because their union has the power to shift destinies. This is why your heartache was so intense. This is why the people you loved walked away. This is why connections you prayed for suddenly fell apart. They were not meant to journey with you into your next season. They couldn't walk with you into higher realms. They couldn't carry the weight of the calling on your life. God had to close doors you kept trying to open. He had to remove people you kept trying to hold on to. He had to let certain relationships collapse so that you would finally understand that the chosen cannot settle. Every delay in your love life happened to align you with someone who matches your spirit, not your loneliness, not your fears, not your trauma, but your purpose. You see, divine alignment always begins with divine separation. Before God brings you into covenant with your ordained partner, He must break every attachment that was connected to your old identity. He must purify your desires, refine your discernment, and strengthen your intuition so that when the wrong spirit approaches you, your soul rejects it immediately. This season is about clarity. This season is about cleansing. This season is about elevation. Your purpose partner is not just someone who loves you. They are someone who aligns with you. Someone whose presence strengthens your spirit. Someone who accelerates your calling, not distracts from it. Someone who recognizes your light because they have light of their own. And this is why everything in your life has been shifting so rapidly. God is aligning your steps with someone who was destined to walk beside you. Someone who understands spiritual warfare because they've survived their own. Someone who values depth, truth, and purpose because they've been refined just like you. Chosen one, divine alignment is happening right now. Heaven is rearranging circumstances, redirecting your path, and preparing your heart for a connection that will not drain you but elevate you. Your loneliness had purpose. Your heartbreak had purpose. Your delays had purpose. Because what's coming next is not temporary affection. It is divine assignment. You are being aligned with the love Heaven wrote for you long before your heartbreak, long before your tears, long before your doubts. Chosen one, get ready. Your divine alignment has already begun. Chosen one, have you ever wondered why heaven suddenly went silent on you? Why God stopped explaining, why prayers felt unanswered, why nothing seemed to move no matter how faithful you remained? It wasn't because God abandoned you. It wasn't because you were forgotten. It was because heaven was working in a realm you could not yet see. The silence you felt was not the silence of absence, it was the silence of construction. Just as a seed must go underground where no one can witness its transformation, God had to place you in a spiritual season where your growth was hidden from the world. You weren't buried, you were planted. You weren't ignored, you were protected. And heaven became quiet because the work being done inside you was too sacred to be interrupted, too deep to be announced. People saw your stillness and thought nothing was happening. They assumed your life was stagnant. They believed you were falling behind. But they had no idea that God was reshaping your heart, rebuilding your identity, healing your wounds, and preparing your spirit for a blessing that required maturity, stability, and divine clarity. Heaven quieted every voice around you because you needed to hear your own soul. Heaven shut down every distraction because you needed to reconnect with your purpose. Heaven removed certain people because they were blocking your spiritual frequency. God was not withholding answers, He was unfolding you. And because that inner transformation was happening in secret, many misjudged your journey. They mistook your silence for weakness, your distance for confusion, your isolation for emptiness. They didn't realize you were being refined into someone far stronger, wiser, and more spiritually awakened than you had ever been. Your hidden season was the reason heaven went quiet. You were being taught to rely on intuition instead of validation, to trust God's timing instead of forcing outcomes, to walk by faith instead of attachment. Heaven's silence built muscles that comfort could not. It healed parts of you that words could not reach. It prepared you for blessings your old self was not ready to carry. And now the silence is breaking. You can feel it in your spirit. A soft inner knowing. A sense of readiness that wasn't there before. A shift in the atmosphere around you. That is heaven signaling that your hidden work is complete. The reason your next relationship will shock the world is because it will not reflect the version of you they remember. It will reflect the version heaven has been sculpting in private. They will see confidence where insecurity once lived. They will see peace where anxiety once ruled. They will see strength where fear once held you hostage. The silence was necessary because God wasn't preparing you for an ordinary love. He was preparing you for a divine partnership, one that requires emotional stability, spiritual discernment, and a healed heart. Chosen one, heaven was quiet because your transformation was loud in the spirit. And now that the work is complete, heaven is about to reveal what has been growing in the dark. Prepare yourself. Your reveal is near. Your alignment is active. And what God formed in silence, He is about to display in glory. Chosen one, before God releases you into the divine union written for your destiny, He must first prepare you. Not because you are unworthy, not because you are unready, but because divine love requires a purified spirit, a healed heart, and a strengthened identity. Heaven does not build sacred unions on fragile foundations. You may look back at the last few years of your life and realize that they were marked by loss, isolation, sudden endings, and emotional tests that felt relentless. You questioned God. You questioned yourself. You wondered why love seemed close enough to touch, yet impossible to keep. But every moment of that journey was intentional. The chosen ones do not receive ordinary relationships, they receive purpose partnerships. And purpose partnerships demand preparation. God had to strip away what couldn't go with you. Before your divine partner could enter, God had to remove every attachment that could contaminate the blessing He was preparing. This meant cutting ties with relationships, friendships, and emotional cycles that weakened you. Some people left your life without warning. Some drifted away slowly. Some betrayed you. Some disappointed you. Some revealed their true colors. And every exit felt personal. But none of it was punishment. It was divine extraction. God removed what your heart was still trying to hold on to. He ended connections you were willing to settle for. He shut down timelines that would have derailed your destiny. This pruning season often feels like abandonment. But the truth is this: God protects the chosen ones by separation. He will not allow the wrong person to walk into your future. He will not let a counterfeit distract you from the one He ordained. Your isolation was divine incubation. Chosen one, your loneliness wasn't a curse. It was a cocoon. You weren't being left behind. You were being developed. Divine unions are spiritual assignments, and both souls must be shaped individually before God merges them together. During your season of isolation, God was teaching you how to hear His voice without interference, how to trust your intuition, how to discern spiritual intentions, how to protect your energy, and how to walk in emotional wholeness. Before God sends a divine partner, He makes sure you are anchored in Him, not in people. In isolation, you learned how to stand alone. In isolation, you discovered your value. In isolation, you learned how to love yourself without begging for love from others. In isolation, you realize that peace is not dependent on another person. It comes from God. This was required so that when your divine partner arrives, you will not cling out of fear. You will connect out of wholeness. Emotional healing was mandatory. God could not bring your partner into a heart that was still bleeding. He could not unite you with your destiny while old wounds were still leaking into your future. So He allowed buried trauma to rise to the surface, insecurity to be exposed, unresolved anger to confront you, and generational patterns to come to light. Every emotional breakdown had meaning. Every tear was cleansing. Every painful memory was purging your spirit. You weren't breaking down, you were breaking open. God was preparing a heart that could give love without fear, receive love without suspicion, and hold love without sabotage. Divine unions cannot be sustained by unhealed hearts. God heals you before He blesses you. Learning to set boundaries was part of your training. Chosen one, part of your preparation was learning how to protect yourself. You have always been loving, giving, and spiritually sensitive, but these qualities made you vulnerable to emotional takers. So God taught you how to say no without guilt, distance yourself from chaos, end cycles that drained your spirit, refuse manipulation disguised as love, and choose peace over people-pleasing. These boundaries weren't barriers, they were blessings. They were God's way of elevating your self-worth to the level of your calling. Your divine partner does not need you broken, silent, or small. They need you whole, expressive, clear, and spiritually aware. God quieted the noise so you could hear your spirit. During your preparation, God silenced distractions. He removed voices that confused you. He blocked paths that pulled you off your purpose. He eliminated relationships that kept you spiritually stagnant. In this stillness, you began to recognize what real peace feels like, what healthy love looks like, what discernment sounds like, and what God's presence feels like. This spiritual clarity is the key to recognizing your divine partner. Your soul must be quiet enough to sense the person heaven prepared. Preparation turns you into the version your divine partner needs. Chosen one, understand this deeply. God is preparing you just as He is preparing them. Your partner is being healed, strengthened, awakened, and refined in their own season of transformation. God is not sending you someone half-formed. He is sending you someone chosen like you, someone who has also walked through fire and come out purified. When both souls are ready emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, divine alignment happens effortlessly. No forcing, no confusion, no pain, just recognition. Two spirits finally meeting after being shaped by the same potter. Your preparation is almost complete. You can feel it. Your spirit is lighter. Your heart is softer. Your discernment is sharper. Your mindset is stronger. Your past no longer defines you. This is the evidence. Your preparation is reaching completion. Chosen one, God was not delaying you. He was protecting you from entering a divine relationship as a wounded version of yourself. Now the healed, elevated, spiritually awakened version of you is ready. Your divine union is not far. It is approaching, aligned, holy, and undeniable. Prepare yourself. You are stepping into the love heaven designed for your destiny. Chosen one. When God sends you a divine partner, confusion disappears, fear dissolves, anxiety loses its grip. You do not have to guess, force, chase, or beg. Divine relationships carry a spiritual fingerprint, a vibration, a peace, a clarity that no counterfeit can imitate. Heaven always leaves evidence. Here are the signs that the love entering your life is not ordinary, not emotional, not worldly, but divinely orchestrated. 1. The first and strongest sign is peace, not excitement, not obsession, not intensity. Peace. When a divine partner walks into your life, something inside you settles. Your spirit rests, your mind quiets, your heart stops racing. You do not feel the urge to perform, impress, or hide parts of yourself. You feel safe being exactly who you are. This peace is supernatural, a type of calm that stays even when your mind tries to question it. You won't feel the anxiety you felt in past relationships because divine love does not trigger your wounds. It soothes them. Peace is the language of the Holy Spirit. Confusion is the language of the counterfeit. When it's divine, peace surrounds the connection like a shield. 2. Your purpose aligns with theirs. A divine partner is not just someone who loves you, they are someone who aligns with your calling. They don't pull you away from God, they draw you closer. They don't shrink your purpose, they expand it. They don't compete with your light, they complement it. You will feel spiritually inspired, emotionally uplifted, mentally stimulated, and purpose-driven. When you connect with this person, your dreams will sharpen, your vision will get clearer, your destiny will feel activated. This is because divine unions are not built on chemistry, they are built on assignment. You and your partner are meant to walk together in spiritual impact. San, there is spiritual confirmation. God always confirms what he sends. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly. You may receive confirmation through dreams, signs and numbers. 1111, 222, 444. Inner knowing, prophetic messages, unexpected synchronicities, or divine timing that feels too perfect to be random. You'll feel the Spirit whisper, pay attention. Everything about the connection will feel aligned. Doors will open naturally. Conversations will flow effortlessly. Your intuition will say, this is it, before your mind fully understands. When it's divine, heaven speaks through multiple channels. 4. Emotional maturity becomes the foundation. Divine relationships require two healed souls, not two broken ones clinging to each other out of emptiness. When God sends the right person, you will notice emotional maturity in both of you. This person will communicate clearly, listen with patience, speak with honesty, apologize without ego, take accountability, give grace, and practice empathy. They won't trigger your insecurities. They won't play mind games. They won't weaponize your vulnerability. Instead, they will treat your heart gently because they have allowed God to treat theirs. Divine love is stable, not chaotic. It is safe, not conditional. It is consistent, not manipulative. Woo. You experience soul recognition. There will be an instant spiritual familiarity, as though your soul has known theirs long before your body met them. You won't be able to explain it logically, you will simply feel it. You will sense, I know you, I've met you before. You feel like home. This is not fantasy, it is spiritual memory. Your souls were aligned in heavenly realms before they aligned on earth. When you meet, the connection will feel predestined, not accidental. This is why divine partners often feel comfortable right away, because the spirit recognizes what the mind has yet to process. 6. The connection feels guided, not forced. Divine relationships flow. They do not require forcing, overthinking, pushing, or begging. The timing aligns. The communication aligns. The emotional availability aligns. The spiritual readiness aligns. Everything begins to shift into place naturally, like pieces of a puzzle finally fitting together. Even obstacles become stepping stones instead of roadblocks. A divine connection will feel smooth, open, aligned, supported, protected, because heaven is orchestrating every step. 7. Growth happens naturally. A divine partner will activate parts of you that have been dormant. They will bring out your strength, creativity, faith, and confidence without even trying. You'll notice that your peace increases, your intuition sharpens, your faith deepens, your gifts unlock, your emotional stability strengthens, your passion for purpose returns. This is not accidental. Divine union multiplies what God placed inside you. The right partner doesn't drain your energy, they elevate it. 8. The fruits of the Spirit become evident. A divine connection reflects the character of God. You will see love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. These fruits will flow naturally from both of you because divine relationships operate under God's covering. You will realize this relationship doesn't complete you. It complements who God has been shaping you to be. Chosen one. These are the signs heaven sends when love is divine, not counterfeit. Read them carefully. Listen to your spirit, because when God sends the right one, the signs will be undeniable. And soon, the signs will appear in your life. Chosen one. When your divine union comes together, it will not simply change your relationship status. It will shift the atmosphere everywhere you go. Divine partnerships carry a frequency that is felt, not explained. When two chosen souls unite under God's timing, their energy becomes a spiritual force that influences rooms, situations, and even people connected to them. This is why the enemy fought your love life so aggressively, because your union is not just love, it is impact. Where you once walked alone, you will now walk in dual anointing. The presence of your divine partner will amplify your calling, strengthen your spirit, and elevate your authority in the spiritual realm. The two of you together become harder to attack, harder to deceive, and impossible to defeat. This is not ordinary chemistry. This is kingdom power. Your union creates peace in chaotic environments. When the two of you enter a room, people will feel something shift, conversations calm, tension dissolves, and heavy atmospheres lighten. This is because divine partners carry God's presence together. You will notice that people feel more comfortable, more open, and more grounded around you. Your relationship becomes a walking sanctuary. Your love becomes a source of peace. Your energy becomes a refuge for others. Not because you are performing, but because heaven flows through your connection. 2. Generational cycles break when you join together. Both of you have survived battles your families never overcame. You endured emotional patterns, spiritual warfare, and cycles that could have destroyed you, but you broke them. And now, when you unite, those broken cycles stay broken. Your union becomes the beginning of healthier families, healed bloodlines, restored faith, and new generational blessings. Children connected to you, whether biological or spiritual, will grow up witnessing love that is stable, righteous, and God-ordained. Your union becomes a blueprint for the next generation. 3. Your love activates purpose in others. People will look at the two of you and feel hope again. They will be inspired to raise their standards, heal themselves, and trust God's timing. Your union becomes a testimony that real love still exists, not worldly love, but divine love. Some will be encouraged. Some will be convicted. Some will feel a spiritual awakening just by observing your connection. Your relationship carries ministry without a microphone. 4. Heaven backs everything you build together. When God unites two chosen ones, He supports their movements. Ideas that felt too heavy alone will suddenly become easy. Doors that were once shut will open. Resources, opportunities, and divine helpers will appear. You'll notice accelerated growth, supernatural provision, spiritual protection, and divine alignment. This is because your union is not about romance alone, it is about assignment. There is work only the two of you can complete together. Woo! Your union exposes counterfeits and hidden motives. People who once pretended to support you will reveal their true intentions. Some will envy the peace you carry. Others will distance themselves because your elevation confronts their stagnation. But you will not need to defend yourselves. Your peace will speak. Your unity will speak. Your fruit will speak. What God ordains can never be shaken by human emotion. Chosen one, understand this. Your divine union is bigger than you. It will shift atmospheres, change lives, and carry a spiritual weight that heaven recognizes and darkness fears. This is why God took so long to prepare you, because the love you're stepping into is designed to transform everything around you. chosen one. When your divine union finally manifests, it will not simply change your relationship status, it will change you. Not in a way that makes you lose yourself, but in a way that reveals the version of you that God has been shaping through every season of waiting, healing, and refinement. Divine love does not replace you, it awakens you. You will feel a shift inside your spirit the moment this connection begins to unfold. Suddenly, the parts of you that once felt heavy will feel lighter. The fears that once controlled you will lose power. The wounds that once defined your choices will begin to heal without force. This is what divine love does. It transforms you from the inside out. Your divine partner will see you differently than the world ever did. They won't see your past mistakes, your scars, or your struggles as burdens. They will see them as evidence of your endurance, evidence of your resilience, and evidence of your anointing. Their presence will remind you that you were never too much, never not enough, never hard to love. You will begin to see yourself through the eyes of heaven, valued, chosen, purposeful, whole. This relationship will also ignite dormant parts of your calling. You will notice your creativity returning, your confidence rising, your spiritual gifts sharpening, your joy becoming steady, your clarity strengthening, your faith deepening, because divine love does not distract you from your purpose, it activates it. Your partner becomes a mirror, reflecting the greatness within you that you sometimes forgot existed. They will speak life into you, not doubt, strength into you, not fear, purpose into you, not confusion. Together, you will operate on a higher spiritual frequency. You will pray deeper. You will think clearer. You will dream bigger. You will love more fully. This union will pull you into your highest self, not by force, but by alignment. And something else will happen. You will finally feel emotionally safe. Safe to express. Safe to be vulnerable. Safe to build. Safe to trust. Safe to love again. You will no longer operate from survival mode. The anxiety of past relationships will fade. The fear of abandonment will dissolve. The insecurities planted by past trauma will lose their voice. Chosen one, divine union transforms you into the person God always knew you were. Not smaller, not weaker, not dependent, but stronger, wiser, softer, and more spiritually aligned. This is the transformation heaven has been preparing you for. Love that heals, love that elevates, love that reveals your divine identity. Chosen one, now that you've received this word, let your spirit settle into the truth of what heaven has been preparing for you. Nothing you endured was wasted. Not a single tear, not a single heartbreak, not a single moment of isolation. Every season had purpose. Every delay had strategy. Every silence had meaning. God was shaping you, strengthening you, and aligning you for a love that reflects His glory, not your past pain. You are not stepping into something random. You are stepping into something written. Your divine union is not an accident. It is a fulfillment, a manifestation, a piece of destiny unfolding in real time. Heaven orchestrated every shift, every separation, and every alignment to bring you to this moment of readiness. The next relationship entering your life is not just for companionship, it's for purpose, for healing, for elevation, for legacy. It is meant to lift you, grow you, and reveal the divine identity within you. This union will testify that God did not forget your prayers. He was preparing you to receive the very blessing you once felt unworthy of. Chosen one, walk into this next season with humility, expectation, and discernment. Keep your heart open, your spirit grounded, and your faith firm. Do not rush, do not fear, do not doubt. What is meant for you will find you, align with you, and remain with you, because it is sealed by heaven itself. If this message resonates in your spirit, comment 444, the number of divine stability, foundation, and manifestation. a sign that heaven is establishing what it promised. Chosen one, your waiting season is over. Your preparation is complete. Your divine union is approaching. Step forward with confidence. Your story is about to glorify God in ways that will leave the world speechless.